Okay, good morning to all of you. I welcomes to all in our lecture series on mathematical physics. That is your core paper 8 belongs to 6th semester BSc syllabus. In our last class we have been four numericals. We have been discussed four numericals based upon Taylor series, that is your 1 by 4 minus z square about z equal to 6, which is greater than that of its singular point, and then same question but about z equal to 2, which is less than that of its singular point 4. And then we have been discussed 1 by 4 plus z square about z equal to minus 2, which is greater than that of its singular point, which is minus 4. Singular point is minus 4 and minus 2 is greater than that of the minus 4. And each and every step we have been discussed. Okay, and at z equal to minus 6, which is less than that of its singular point, and how the answer has been changed with respect to that your point is greater than and less than that of your singular point, we have been discussed in detail in our last class. And we have been almost all type of questions also we have been discussed about Taylor series, um, with around 5 lectures, right? With 5 lectures you can follow those lectures. And today, yes, one thing also we found that about the singular point, about singular point. See, this is the function 1 by 4 minus z square, and the singular point is 4. And about singular point, the Taylor series could not be give the answer. The expansion we could not found with the help of Taylor series about singular point. So for that, we have to consider another series, that is your Lorentz series. Okay, the Lorentz series will be give the answer or going to give the expansion of a series about the singular point of a function. So how it is that we are going to be discuss with the help of the Lorentz theorem. So let's start. Okay. So before we have to start the Lorentz series, again I am going to suggest to all of you that go through the last 5 videos whatever we have been done on the Taylor series. Almost all numericals we have been done with the help of that previous 5 lectures. So you write down those numericals and their solutions in your note. Okay, so then Lorentz series will be easy for you, that you can understand well. Okay, so now we have to start. So here, from the beginning itself, it has been written that sometimes it is necessary to expand a function fz around its singular point. In this case, Taylor series expansion could not useful, whatever we have been already concluded in our previous class. Okay. However, fz can be expanded into a series called Lorentz series. This can be represented by a theorem is called as the Lorentz theorem. Okay. So in detail we have been discussed. I suggest carefully you have to watch and write down the note itself. Lorentz theorem. So here fz is analytic on if fz is analytic on two concentric circles C1 and C2, and in the analogous. What is the meaning of analogous? I am going to explain. Wait. In the analogous between them having common center z0, then fz can be represented by the Lorentz series, that is your fz equal to summation over n equal to 0 to infinity n z minus z0 to the power n plus summation over n equal to 1 to infinity bn z minus z0 to the power minus n. So whatever written here, the figure, corresponding figure is this one. That means two concentric circles, this one and this one, C1 and C2, and Z0 is the common center for C2 and C1. And it is here it is written that fz is analytic on two concentric circles on the boundary of these two circles and in the analogous. Analogous means the area bounded by these two curves or circles. So this is your circle 2, this is your circle 1. So in between these two circles, the area which one is the enclosed, that is called as your so-called analog between them. Okay, having common center z0, then fz can be represented by this one, that we have to prove. And here an is nothing but 1 by 2 pi I close integration of c1 f z dash d z dash by z dash minus z0 to the power n plus 1, where n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And bn, here bn coefficient is bn will be equal to 1 by 2 pi I close integration c2 f z dash d z dash by z dash minus z0 to the power minus 1 plus 1, where n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay, so the proof starts here. Carefully you have to watch. So here figure 1, this is your figure 1 and this is your figure 2. Okay, figure 1 represents two concentric circles C1 and C2 having common center, you just write common center at Z0, right? The radius R1 and R1 and R2 are radii of C1 and C2 respectively. Let Z is any point in the annular or shaded region. Let Z be any point here in between these two circles. This region is called as so-called annulus or annular, somewhere it is written, or this is your shaded region where the function is analytic. Okay, the function is analytic on the circle C2, C1 and in between that. That's it. So here Z is a arbitrary point we have been considered, which is in between these two circles or the annular region or shaded region shown in figure 1. Fz is analytic at all points within the annular region. So function fz is analytic within the region and on C1 and C2 respectively. C1 and C2. Annular region and on C1 and C2. Okay, no need to write respectively. Okay, C1 and C2. Z0 is the singular point. This is most important. Z0, which is the common point for C1 and C2 circles. Z0 is the common point. That means the center of C2 and C1 is the singular point of Fz. Okay, so here Z0 is represents singular point. About this singular point, we are trying to find out the series. That is so-called Lorentz series. Now consider any point Z dash on the circle C1 or C2. Carefully you have to watch from here. Now consider any point Z dash on the circle C1 or C2. Now we have to consider any point. Suppose this is your Z dash, either C1 or on C2 or C2 or on C. On C means if we are going to be consider the cross cut, then the C1 plus C2, if I am going to add C1 plus C2, here cross cut, suppose this plus C, this whole C is nothing but C1 plus C2 C1 is an anti-clockwise, C2 is clockwise. So C1 minus C2, or you just write in the form of addition, plus C2, and here this line is along this way, this line is along this way, same length, so it will be cancelled out. So C is nothing but the addition of C1 and C2. Okay, so let consider a Z dash is a point. If I am going to consider figure 1, this Z dash point either on the circle C1 or circumference of C1 circle, or on the circumference of your C2 circle, if we are going to consider figure 1. If we are going to consider figure 2, then Z dash is any point on this C. C is the curve, is the addition of the two circles, and the two cross cuts. Cross cuts is going to be cancelled, and the C is nothing but your C1, and this 2 is cross cut, and this C2, right? These things already we have been discussed. Actually, this is your what simple connected region. This is doubly connected region. This is doubly connected region is transformed to simple connected region with the help of the cross cuts. Okay, so now the annular region is a multiple connected or doubly connected region. This is your this annular region, this one, this annular region in your figure 1. This is your so-called doubly connected region. Okay, drawing imaginary cut lines. Imaginary cut lines means this one. Drawing imaginary cut lines, or you can write cross cuts, cut lines, multiply connected region. Multiply connected region. Here we have to write, because this multiply connected region is doubly connected. So I have to write doubly connected. Doubly connected region is converted into a simply connected region, that is your figure 2, right? Bounded by the curve what? C. So figure 2 is a simply connected region. Simply connected region means it is bounded by a single curve, that is your C, which is the addition of C1 plus C2 plus, if I am going to consider this is the length AB and this is your length of A dash B dash, AB plus A dash B dash. If we are going to consider the direction, so both are equal magnitude and direction opposite, both are going to be cancelled, and here C1 is it traversed in anti-clockwise, this is clockwise, so C1 is positive, C2 is negative, so C will be C1 minus C2, that we know, that we have been discussed previously in our Cauchy's theorem. Okay, now by using Cauchy's integral formula, the value of f z dash at point Z will be, this is most important step that you have to understand. See, here Z dash is the point we defined or we considered where either on the circumference of C1 or on the circumference of C2, or you can say on the circle of C1 or C2, and Z is any point which is inside these two circles, and this region, this shaded region is your analytic region, and Z is any point, and your Z0 is your singular point. Now we know previously that by according to Cauchy's integral formula, at any point the value of fz0 is nothing but 1 by 2 pi I closed integration of C1 fz by z minus z0, right? Z minus z0 according to Cauchy's integral formula. I am going to show you. Wait, you can check your note previously what we discussed in the topic, that is your Cauchy's integral formula, that is your fz0. If fz is an analytic function within or on a closed curve C, if this is a closed curve C and z0 is any point, and inside this region whatever we are going to consider, if it is fully analytic and at z0 we are trying to find out fz0, then the value will be 1 by 2 pi I, this is the closed integration C fz by z minus z0 into dz, that we have been proved in detail in your Cauchy's integral formula section. You can check your note. So likewise here if we consider this is any, here suppose this is a point, any arbitrary point z dash, so and we are trying to find out the value of the function at fz. So the function is analytic inside this analysis. So at z, what will be the value? The functional value at z will be fz, can be written as fz. Instead of z0, we can write fz will be equal to 1 by 2 pi I. Okay, summation over here, as it is transformed to closed interval C, a simple closed interval C, then I can write C. Okay, divided by z minus z0. Instead of z minus z0, I have to write z dash minus z0, and this will be the f z dash dz dash, because as z dash is the point what we considered on the surface of the C1, and here z is the any point or function on or inside this curve. So here we consider fz. Likewise, as we considered z dash will be the point on the circumference of C1, so hence here instead of fz we can write fz dash. That means the function f is the function of z dash. Okay, function of z dash. So here we can write that the function at the point z will be according to Cauchy's integral formula, the value of fz dash at point z will be fz equal to 1 by 2 pi I close integration C, that is C, what I told, that C1 plus C2, the addition of two curves, and fz dash dz dash by z dash minus z. See, again I am going to explain shortly that here we consider z dash is any point on this surface, on this circle C1. So if z dash is the point, so we consider that this circumference or below this circumference the area is belongs to fz dash function, belongs to fz dash function, and at point z we are trying to find out the value. So now if fz dash is a function which is analytic on the circumference and inside this analysis, and z is a point where we are trying to find out the value, functional value, then what will be the answer? That will be 1 by 2 pi I close integration C fz dash dz dash by z dash minus z0. Z dash minus, instead of z0 what we have to write? Z dash minus z. Got it? Here for fz0 it is fz, z minus z0. For fz, that means at the point z, so fz will be 1 by 2 pi I close integration C fz dash dz dash by z dash minus z. Instead of z0 it will be z. So same thing it has been written over here, fz equal to 1 by 2 pi I close integration C fz dash dz dash by z dash minus z. Don't be confused that here we have been taken z dash is a point and how it will be a function fz dash. Don't be confused, as we consider that z dash is a point on this circumference, hence we consider that the function fz dash is spreaded on the circumference of your C1 and below the C1 and above the C2 and on the C2. You got my point? As we consider z dash be a point either on the circle of C1 or on the circumference of C2, hence we consider that f z dash will be a function which is spreaded in between these two circles and on the circles, and f z dash is an analytic function. Okay, so hence at the point z it will be fz will be equal to 1 by 2 pi I close integration c f z dash d z dash by z dash minus z, and c will be equal to c1 plus c2. Fz will be equal to 1 by 2 pi I, and this close integration c can be written as c1 plus c2 f z dash dz dash by z dash minus z. So 1 by 2 pi I, so this will be close integration of c1 f z dash dz dash by z dash minus z, z dash minus z, plus I told that here itself that as this c1 is traversing along anticlockwise, so c1 has been considered as positive, c2 will be considered as negative. Already we have been discussed previously, okay, from the beginning of this chapter you can check, okay. So c1 will be positive, f z dash dz dash z dash minus z, plus close integration minus c2 f z dash dz dash by z dash minus z, right? So 2 pi I close integration c1 f z dash dz dash by z dash minus z. So here minus c2 also can be written as minus 2 pi I close integration c2 f z dash dz dash by z dash minus z. Let this is your equation number 2. That implies fz. So this fz is the summation of two integrals, this one and this one. Let this one is represented by f1z, this integral is represented as f2z, okay. So why it is plus? If it will be plus, then it will be z minus z dash. So here z minus z dash, okay. See, f1z is nothing but this one. Now f2z will be minus of 1 by 2 pi I integration of c2 fz dash dz dash by z dash minus z. But if I am going to multiply minus, then it will be, or if I am going to take minus from here, common from these two terms, then it will be z minus z dash. So minus of z minus z dash, so it will be plus. So plus, so f2z is nothing but 1 by 2 pi I close integration c2 f z dash dz dash whole divided by z minus z dash, z minus z dash. So hence it is plus f2z, right? So let this is your equation number 3 and this is your equation number 4. Now we have to evaluate f1z and f2z separately, and then we have to add. So first evaluation of f1z. This is interesting, so carefully you have to watch. So f1z we found 1 by 2 pi I close integration c1, and this is fz dash, okay, fz dash dz dash by z dash minus z, this one from your equation number 3. Also you can write from equation number 3, right? Then we have to find out the term 1 by z dash minus z. This is 1 by z dash minus z. First we have to find out, then automatically we can find this one. So 1 by z dash minus z can be written as z dash minus z can be written as z dash minus z0 minus z minus z0. You can see that this is minus z0 and this is your minus of minus plus z0 got cancelled. So z dash minus z remaining. So this minus this is nothing but your this one z dash minus z, right? So here we consider that z dash minus z is equal to z dash minus z0 minus z minus z0. So why we not consider that z0 minus z dash? Why we considered z dash minus z0? That you can know after 2 steps. Just wait. Okay, this is most important in your Lorentz series. Why here we considered z dash minus z0? Why we not consider z0 minus z0 minus z dash, or why we not consider z minus z0 minus z dash minus z0? Why only we consider here in this case for f1z z dash minus z0 minus z minus z0? After here 2 steps, after 3 steps you can clear. Wait. So here you just take common z minus z0 from this term and this term. What you are going to get? 1 by z dash minus z0 whole into this will be 1 minus z minus z0 by z dash minus z0. Now you consider this term. What you are going to find out? Is this less than 1 or greater than 1? For that we have to refer the figure. Okay, and here this term should be less than 1. This by this should be less than 1. Why? If this term will be less than 1, then we can write that 1 by 1 minus z, or the series can be written easily, that 1 by 1 minus z will be n equal to 0 to infinity z to the power n, when z mod, this value, modulus value will be less than 1. Okay, 1 by 1 minus z expansion will be n equal to 0 to infinity z to the power n at that time when z mod will be less than 1. So here you can see this is in the form of 1 minus z. So if this term will be less than 1, then we can directly apply this formula, otherwise we cannot apply. This is most important, and this will be useful, and this concept is required in each and every problem of your Lorentz series. That means whatever we have to take common from here, this term should be less than 1. Sorry. Okay, so here you can see that this will be the less than 1. How it will be the less than 1? See, z dash is the point on the contour C1. You just refer the figure. Z dash is the point here, right? So, and z is the point here. Okay, now you just subtract z dash minus z0. Z dash minus z0 is this length. Okay, z minus z0 is the smaller length, this one. So here z minus z0 is the smaller length divided by z dash minus z0, that is z dash minus z0, this much length, larger length. See, z dash minus z0 is the larger length, z minus z0 is the smaller length. So here you can find z minus z0 is the smaller length divided by z dash minus z0 is the larger length. So obviously this modulus will be less than 1, right? So but z dash is the point on the contour C1 and z is in the annulus inside C1. Therefore z minus z0 modulus z minus z0 means this much distance. Okay, this much distance, z minus z0 modulus will be less than that of the z dash minus z0 modulus, right? Same thing it has been written over here. Z minus z0 modulus will be less than that of the z dash minus z0 modulus. That implies z minus z0 by z dash minus z0 modulus will be less than 1. We know that 1 by 1 minus z, it will be equal to n equal to 0 to infinity z to the power n for z mod less than 1. Now this is in the form of same. So hence 1 by 1 minus z0 by z dash minus z0 can be written as n equal to 0 to infinity. You just consider this whole at the z. So the expansion will be this much to the power n. That means z minus z0 to the power n by z dash minus z0 to the power n. Okay. So hence 1 by z dash minus z. So hence 1 by z dash minus z will be how much? See, 1 by this much. Expansion is this one, z minus z0 to the power n by z dash minus z0 to the power n. But 1 by z dash minus z0, another factor has been multiplied over here, z dash minus z0 in the denominator. So for the expansion of 1 by this much, here in the denominator we can find z dash minus z0 to the power n. But previously for 1 by z dash minus z, we have another factor z dash minus z0. So when it will be multiplied with this one, same, this is z dash minus z0, this is your z dash minus z0 to the power n. So hence z dash minus z0 to the power n plus 1. So we found 1 by z dash minus z, 1 by z dash minus z is your summation over n equal to 0 to infinity z minus z0 to the power n by z dash minus z0 to the power n plus 1. Now we have to put this one over here. Now your f1. Now the equation number 3 becomes equation number 3, that means your this one, f1 will be f1 is nothing but your 1 by 2 pi I f z dash d z dash into 1 by z dash minus z. So 1 by z dash minus z, we found this one. We have to just substitute in your equation number 3. We can found 1 by 2 pi I close integration c1 f z dash d z dash into summation over n equal to 0 to infinity z minus z0 to the power n by z dash minus z0 to the power n plus 1. So here the function is in belongs to z dash only. So here z and z0 both are constant, can be taken outside. So it will be your see here z dash, the integration is belongs to z dash only. So only for that z minus z0 is the constant for the integration, that here integration should be with respect to z dash. So hence z minus z0 can be taken outside. So summation over n equal to 0 to infinity z minus z0 to the power n into 1 by 2 pi I summation over your close integration about c1 f z dash d z dash by z dash minus z0 to the power n plus 1. Okay, or we can write f1z will be equal to summation over an into z minus z0 to the power n. So here an is nothing but this whole 1 by 2 pi I close integration of c1 f z dash d z dash by z dash minus z0 to the power n plus 1 to the power n plus 1, which is nothing but your 1 by n factorial nth derivative at z equal to 0. That we know when we discussed your nth derivative, Cauchy's integral formula for derivatives. At that time we know that your an is nothing but, you can check your note, no problem. Here you can see that fz dz by z minus z0 to the power n plus 1 1 by 2 pi I is nothing but nth derivative of fz0 by n factorial. So here the same, here instead of z, here z dash is there. So 1 by 2 pi I f z dash dz dash by z dash minus z0 to the power n plus 1 will be equal to your fn z0 by n factorial, fn z0 by n factorial, which is considered as your an here. Now we are going to go for the evaluation of f2z. Now f2z means the equation number 4. Where is your equation number 4? This one, f2z. That means 1 by 2 pi I close integration c2 fz dash dz dash by z minus z dash. So 1 by z minus z dash, first we have to evaluate. So 1 by z minus z dash, now we have to evaluate. So here carefully you can see that 1 by z minus z dash, the denominator has been written as z minus z0 minus z dash minus z0. This is most important, that here you can see that whenever we consider f1, that means c1, when we consider the c1 and corresponding z, you got my point, when we consider the outside circle to z, when we consider c1 and z, then we written z dash minus z as z dash minus z0 minus z minus z0. That means the outer one minus the center minus the point where we have to find out the value minus center. Okay, outside point minus z0 minus z minus z0. In this format we have been written when we consider the outside circle. When we consider the c2 smaller one, then at that time z minus z0 is written as z minus z0. Z minus z0 means z minus z0, then minus z dash minus z0. minus z dash minus z0. So here z dash means this z dash is on the circumference of C2. Okay, so in when we evaluated f1z, at that time z1 is on the circumference of C1, because f1 means we have to consider the C1 circle. Okay, we have to consider C1, and this is your z and this is your z0, right? So if we are going to do write this one, then 1 by this much will be the less than 1. That means z minus z0 is written as z dash minus z0. Here this will be the, for the C1 this is the z dash minus z0 minus z minus z0. Okay, but for f2, where we have to consider the inner circle C2, this is your z0, this is your z, and this is your z dash. Z dash is on the circumference of inner circle. For this case, 1 by z minus z0 will be considered as z minus z0, z minus z0 minus is already here, z dash minus z0. So simply you just remember that for evaluation of f1, what we done, we subtracted z0 from this, z0 from this. See, z dash minus z0 minus z minus z0. Okay, now for evaluation of f2z, here f1 by z minus z dash is there, so we have to subtract z minus z0 minus z dash minus z0, z minus z0 minus z dash minus z0. If we are going to do so, then whenever we are going to take common z minus z0 from these two terms, then this term will be the less than 1. See, z dash minus z0, z dash minus z0 means what? Which length? Z dash minus z0, this length. Okay, and z minus z0 is this length. So z minus z0 is the larger length for this case. Okay, because outer side is C1, inner side is C2. For this f2z case, we have to consider z dash is on the circumference of C2. So here z dash minus z, z dash z minus z means this distance, this much small distance, and z minus z0 means this large distance. So obviously z dash minus z0 by z minus z0, this term will be less than 1. But in this case, z dash is on C2 and z is in annulus, that means outside the C2. Previous for the f1 case, z is below, inside the annulus, or you can say inside the C1, inside the C1. Got my point? Inside the C1, but f2, for f2 case, it is outside the C2, right? You just consider that in which way we have to subtract, or we have to write in such a way that after taking common this factor, this should be less than 1. Why I am telling again and again? Because whenever we are going to do the numericals, this concept always will be applicable. Okay, that means this term should be less than 1. Whenever we are going to do the problems, at that time you can analyze, you can perceive well. Okay, so in the annulus, so z is in the annulus, but outside the C2. So therefore z dash minus z0 is less than that of the z minus z0. So hence z dash minus z0 by z minus z0 will be less than 1. So now we can write 1 by 1 minus z dash minus z0 by z minus z0 easily in the expansion format. That is your m equal to 0 to infinity z dash minus z0 to the power m by z minus z0 to the power m, easily, because it is z minus z0 by z dash minus z0 by z minus z0 is there. So now 1 by z minus z dash will be how much? The expansion of this one, okay, into 1 by z minus z0. The expansion of this one is what? Is your this one, z dash minus z0 to the power m by z minus z0 to the power m. So now we have to multiply with this 1 by z minus z0. Okay, then what will be the value? 1 by z minus z dash will be summation over n equal to 0 to infinity z dash minus z0 to the power m by z minus z0 to the power m plus 1, right? Now equation number 4 becomes, equation number 4 is your this one. So f2z can be written as 1 by 2 pi I close integration of c to f z dash dz dash summation over m equal to 0 to infinity z dash minus z0 to the power m by z minus z0 to the power m plus 1. Just we have to just substitute over in the over here in this equation 4, 1 by z dash z minus z dash, whatever we found here, we have been substituted simply. Now here you can see that this term is the function of z dash, so integration will be contained only z dash terms. So this is term, this z minus z0 to the power m plus 1 can be taken outside, so this can be written as, see, this is your 1 by z minus z0 to the power m plus 1 can be written as z minus z0 to the power minus m plus 1 summation over m equal to 0 to infinity into 1 by 2 pi I close integration c to f z dash d z dash z dash minus z0 to the power m, z dash minus z0 to the power m, right? So here now we have to put m plus 1 equal to n. That means m can be written as n minus 1. Okay, so instead of m we can write n minus 1 equal 0 to infinity this whole z minus z0 to the power minus n, because we consider m plus 1 is as n, so z minus z0 to the power minus n into 1 by 2 pi I close integration c to f z dash d z dash z minus z0 to the power, here m is nothing but n minus 1, right? So f2z will be summation over n equal to 1. See, n minus 1 equal to 0, that means n equal to 1 to infinity. bn z minus z0 to the power minus n. So bn means this much. This whole is called as the bn. And this is your z minus z0 to the power minus n. Let this is your equation number 6. And here bn is nothing but 1 by 2 pi I close integration c1 f z dash dz dash, and this is your z dash minus z0 to the power n minus 1, and if I am going to take this term to the denominator, then it will be minus of n minus 1, it will be minus n plus 1, right? So 1 by 2 pi I close integration c to f z dash dz dash by z dash minus z0 to the power minus n plus 1. Simple. Okay, then now substituting the value of f1z and f2z from equation number 5 and 6 in equation number 2, what we are going to get? See, this is your equation number 6, the value of f2z. Equation number 5 represents your value of f1z. Now we are going to put f1z and f2z value in your equation number 2. We can get the final expression. So f1z is nothing but fz is nothing but f1z plus f2z. So f1z is nothing but your equation number 5, and f2z we found, which is represented by equation number 6. So equation number 2, if we are going to consider, then by substituting the value of 5 and 6, we can write fz will be equal to f1z. We found how much? This one, summation over n equal to 0 to infinity an z minus z0 to the power n, and f2z is nothing but summation over n equal to 1 to infinity bn z minus z0 to the power minus n, 1 to infinity bn z minus z0 to the power minus n. And this part is called as your analytic part, and this part is your principal part. Okay, so this is all about your Lorentz series, whatever we intend to prove, and here we proved. You can see that these things initially we have written that as according to theorem fz should be n equal to 0 to infinity an z minus z0 to the power n plus summation over 1 to infinity bn z minus z0 to the power minus n. Here we have been proved this one, and we have to use this for our doing the numericals that we are going to discuss in our next class. But here the first term, here I written first term, the first series, or this is in the series format. So first term or first series is called the analytic part of the expansion, which converges everywhere inside the C1, right? And the second series is called the principal part of the expansion, which converges everywhere outside the C2. That means this series is valid for below C1 below C1, okay, and this series is valid above C2. So hence we are going to get the expansion of a function around the singular point easily by using this series, Laurent series, right? So here one thing you can easily understand, or you can easily perceive that, suppose this principal part is 0, suppose principal part is not there for a function, we are not going to get the principal part, then this analytic part is represents what? Is represents the so-called Taylor series. Taylor series is nothing but a n z minus z0 to the power n, summation over n equal to 0 to infinity. So when, if a function not have the principal part, then it can be expand, or the Laurent series of that function is nothing but so-called Taylor series. Okay, so that we are going to discuss in detail. So here we have to stop our discussion. This is all about Laurent series and its proof. Carefully you have to watch, write down the note, and ready for the next class. We have to do some numericals, basic numericals on Laurent series. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.